lovely. So I kind of thought I'd start with so two practices before I do some kind of movement with you. And so the first is a breathing practice, and it's called crocodile breathing. And that the crocodile has no, I actually don't know how a crocodile breathes, presumably through their nose, which is perfect. But this one, if I just show you first, so I'm just going to let somebody else in, Carol in. That's welcome, Carol. So if I just show you, so the crocodile breathing, let's take my glasses off. I'll be coming back. Oh, and there's somebody else. So that's just Carol Jones. So crocodile breathing is laying on your tummy. Now, when we lay on our tummy, we just have to be a little bit careful of the lower back. So it might be that you want to put a pillow or a cushion under your belly, or put a little tuck in, so the tailbone softly tucking under. If this is not comfortable for you and you just don't like it, then lie on your back. If you're lying on your back, then perhaps have a support under your knees. Or you could have like a pillow or bolster under your knees. Or I quite like this position, just on your back, feet on the bed or the floor. The feet are slightly wider than the hips, and you just allow the knees to roll in. So it's completely up to you. But I will be kind of talking, the dialogue that you'll hear from me will be aimed at you lying on your belly. So if you want to set that up for yourselves, then do. And of course, you can change your position.
Move over.
So Maddie's just joined us, so I will guide her into this as well. So Maddie, welcome.
Hi, sorry I'm
Hi,
late.
hi, nice to meet you. I'm just settling everybody in for a breathing practice. So this is a breathing practice that we do if you choose to, lying on your tummy. You can, of course, stay seated, or you could lie on your back. So if you can adopt that, whatever posture you want now, then I can lead you all in. Lovely. So just taking these few moments to settle. If you're lying on your belly, perhaps making a pillow with your arms supporting your forehead. You might have already underlaid your belly, or maybe just popped a soft tuck in through your tailbone just to keep some length in your lower back. And know that in all of these practices, you are in full control. So you can experiment with what I offer and change so that it suits you. So as you settle here, just begin to take notice of your breathing. And letting your breath be as it is right now. So no need to change your breath. And And perhaps you're drawn to a part of your body that expresses your breathing, a part of your body that you really notice move as you breathe in and out. Perhaps you notice the sensation of the breath, the feel of its flow or its temperature. If you're lying on your back or seated, perhaps you can place your hands on your belly. And keeping this relaxed, soft and quiet breathing, encourage your breath to move a little deeper. So keeping the breath relaxed, this depth happens because
Sorry.
That's okay, Vicky, don't worry. So there's a gentle pulling of your relaxed breath down to your belly so that you can notice even more clearly its rise and fall. The soft pressure of the belly, gently pushing against the earth, your bed or the ground or your hands. And its relaxation back towards your spine as you breathe out. And pay attention to this short pause following each exhalation. There's a pause and then the breath turns for you to draw that deep, gentle inhalation down towards your belly. So there's some effort, but we want to encourage effortless effort. And if you choose to, you could draw the breath in for a count of 4 and allow the breath to softly leave you for a count of 4. And the breath remains relaxed and gentle, just longer. And if you choose to, following your out breath, hold the breath out for 4 seconds. So you're breathing in for 4, and you're breathing out for 4. And you're holding the breath out for 4. And of course, if you need to pause and stop this practice at any time, you do that. You can restart when you're ready. And you can, of course, change the ratio. So to expand this practice, as you breathe out for 4, softly draw up through your pelvic floor. So from the pubic bone towards the belly button. And you hold this gentle contraction as you hold the breath out for a count of 4. And then as you breathe in for a count of 4, you slowly release this pelvic floor contraction. So as you breathe out for 4, you gently draw up pelvic floor from the pubic bone towards the belly button. You hold for your count of 4. And then you release this tension as you breathe in. So continuing with the breathing practice, but letting go of the pelvic floor control. And then following your next held out breath, letting go of the breath control. Continuing to keep your attention on your relaxed, natural breathing. And then ending this practice, bringing some soft movement to your body. That might be wiggling fingers and toes, having a stretch, and just bringing yourself, if you choose to, up to a seated position, just so that we can check in, especially if you've been lying on your belly. It's quite nice to, you might want to come into like a child position where you bring your knees in towards your belly. Yeah. So settling back or drawing the knees in just for a few breaths, and then come up to seated. And some of you are muted and some of you aren't. So I know that I can unmute you my end, but you might know how to do that yourselves. Just wave at me frantically if you want to say something and you don't know how to unmute. So any questions or observations, comments about that breathing practice? No. Or possible? Good. What about the breath hold following an out breath? Challenging for anybody?
Yes. A little bit to begin with, but it got better.
Yeah. Sometimes it is that just that change. We've got to get used to a practice, get used to a change, and then because sometimes when we're asked to do a breath control practice, our breathing increases because we're apprehensive. We're anticipating something, and so we have, which is why hopefully I gave you enough time to experiment, and you have the freedom of choice.
I found that really helpful actually as someone without going into detail who's had a lot of trauma, because I started to feel a little bit panicky, and then you saying you're in control was really, really helpful. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're so welcome, Shai. And you are, whoever is teaching you, that we teach obviously based from knowledge, but like any individual, we lean into practices that we enjoy or that we feel we're good at teaching. That doesn't mean that everybody in the audience is going to feel the same.
Yeah.
So you have full control. And you'd never have to do what an instructor or teacher tells you to do, because you know your body, yourself, way better than anybody else.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have a question.
Maddie, go ahead.
What is the difference between box breathing and what we just did? Like what changes when you don't hold it on the in-breath?
Yeah, so really good question. So box breathing is a great nervous system regulation tool, even though the count of 4 is typically done 4, 4, 4, 4. So an in for 4, hold on an inhalation for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, typically, because the fewer rounds of breath that we do per minute, the nervous system goes, oh, I'm safe, I'm relaxed. And we go into that lovely state of relaxed calm. That being said, a count of 4 can be really challenging for people, as can breath holding. So as long as you can play around with your count, because actually any slow qualities we can bring to the breath through gently reducing the breathing or holding, which is why swimming is so good for breathing and for nervous system control, because you're naturally holding your breath, especially if you put your head underwater, of course. So I chose not to do box breathing. I chose to do the retention following an exhale, because most people find it easier to hold their breath on an inhalation. What that doesn't do is serve you from a respiratory perspective. So we then go into desensitizing the body to a buildup of carbon dioxide. So I am a breathing coach, I'm a Buteyko breathing coach, and we look at light breathing. So lots of people, when you offer them a count, they take in more volume of air. And that doesn't help with day-to-day breathing. We need to change the brain's respiratory center. And we do that. So if you notice how I said, even though I'm directing your breath to your belly, I use the word soft, light, because I didn't want you, and it's fine if you did, to be going, because whilst a deep, long, full breath might be relaxing, from a day-to-day breathing perspective, it is unhelpful. But this isn't, I always go into breathing because I love it, but this isn't obviously a full breathing course, but that's why. Yeah, it's much more beneficial in the long term to breathe, to do the breath retention following an exhale.
That's really good to know. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So, shall we do a little bit of movement? Yeah, good. So, does Leanne practice it with you, or does she kind of demo and then come up to the camera and scan you all? What's normally the best way?
Does it with
Normally
us?
does it with us, yeah.
She's got better eyesight. She's younger than me. She's got a better eyesight than me. So I'll do my best to spot you. If you're unsure, please just unmute yourselves and shout out. Drink water, have it nearby you. So you would really benefit from having a couple of pillows or cushions. Those of you that are actually on your bed and have got your bedding, you could actually use your duvet and like roll it up so it's like a bolster for under your knees, say for example. But I'd encourage you to have maybe not a thick pillow under your head. So when you're lying on your back, we don't want that. And we don't want that either. We just want a length to the back of the neck, but also a kind of a soft open throat. Now, at some point in the class, I will ask you to raise your hips and place, I'd fold up a pillow or put a couple of cushions under your pelvis so that it starts to, when we lie long, it starts to just put a soft opening in your belly. Okay, so you're going to start by lying on your back. And the breathing practice that we did where we use the pelvic floor engagement, you might, especially if you're not on a firm surface, you might have to engage your pelvic floor. But we always guide to do tensioning of the pelvic floor as much as you need to, but as little as possible. So again, sometimes we need to experiment and explore that. So you're just going to bring one knee and the other knee in towards your belly and just place your hands on your knees. And then your hands are going to be like a soft nudge. And they're going to just encourage your knees to move away from one another. And then they're going to push your knees away from your belly, draw them in towards one another and back towards your belly. So it becomes a nice circle. So an outward circle to both legs. And kind of lead with the arms a little bit. not too much effort. So in yoga, we have sthira and sukha. So sthira is effort and tension, and sukha is ease. And we want a balance between the two. Now go the other way. When the knees are in, push the knees softly away. Then you open the knees and then you draw them into your side body and then back in towards one another. So it's that now reverse circling. And of course, you know better than me, you don't have to go to your end range. So if you've got really open hips, keep a bend in your elbows. And the next time the knees are in, just bring one foot down and then the other foot down. So the feet are hip width apart. You're just kind of checking that you can always take a look that they're facing forwards. Arms by the side of the body, palms down. And a really subtle movement of tucking the tailbone under and then turning the tailbone down. So as you tuck softly under, keep the lower back and the sacrum on the ground. You'll feel more contact. And as you turn the tailbone away, the lower back will softly arch from the floor. But the sacrum, the bone, triangular bone that sits above your butt crack, is always going to stay at the moment on the ground. It's just the anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. I find this really soothing. And if you choose to, when you tuck the tailbone under, start to raise the lower back from the floor. And then place the lower back, the bottom back down, and turn the tailbone towards your heels. So we're just extending it a little bit. We call this hammock pose, where we're just lifting the bum just away from the floor, and then we come back into that anterior pelvic tilt. So do softly press through your feet, including the big toes. The knees stay up towards the ceiling. And to extend this even more, as you tuck under, you might now lift the lower back from the floor, lower mid back. And then you allow the mid back, the lower back, the sacrum and the bum to come to the floor. And you might want to turn the tailbone back down towards the earth. So you tuck the tailbone under. I would put now some tone through your pelvic floor. So engaging between the pubic bone and the belly button. And then you softly lower down. Now the next time you've tucked under and the bum is lifted, just hold this position. Know that you can come out at any time. You have a sense of the knees reaching away. You've got tone through the pelvic floor. And if you choose to, reach your arms overhead. You don't have to go to end range. You could keep them plugged in towards arm bones into shoulder. And then keep the reach of the arms and then lower the spine, the sacrum and the bum to the floor. And then allow the arms to come back down. So if we wanted to add this into a little flow, as you breathe out, you tuck under, press through the big toes and your feet, engage the pelvic floor to ripple up into a shoulder bridge. You then reach the arms overhead as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you lower the spine, the sacrum, the bum, and then you lower the arms back by the side body. So just do that 2 more times. So you're breathing out to ripple up, in to reach the arms overhead, out to lower the body back down, keep reaching the arms overhead, and then in to lower the arms. Remembering, we'll do this 1 more time. Exhale, rolling up, engage through pelvic floor, reaching the arms overhead as you breathe in. Keep that reach, but then ripple the spine back down, and then allowing the arms to come to the side body. Lovely. Okay, so if you've got a second pillow, great. You're going to fold up the pillow, and we're going to place this under our bums. So we're going to use this, the bridge. So we're going to ripple up with tone through the pelvic floor, placing the pillow under the sacrum. And then you lower the bum. And then if you choose to, extend the legs. Just see how that feels, because we're creating a long curve to the front body. And you might choose to either take the arms overhead and have them long, or place opposite hand to opposite elbow. And just take a moment to notice the sensations that you're experiencing within your body. You can always reduce tension to this gentle back arch by bringing the arms back down, or by placing the feet to the floor. So do whatever serves you. And of course, you could always remove that pillow. If your arms are overhead, bring them to the side body, placing the soles of the feet back on the floor, keeping the pillow where it is if you choose to. You're going to hug your right knee in towards your belly, just softly holding the shin or the back of the thigh. Do whatever suits. Just giving it a little hug. And then release the arms by the side body and lengthen through the leg, keeping the back of the knee soft or bent, so the right leg is in the air. And this is where you might choose to engage through your pelvic floor. And you're going to start to press the heel away and then point through the toes. So just adding some movement to the ankle. And as you do this, really feel this movement. Really noticing perhaps you've got tension in the front of the hips or the front thigh to keep the leg there. And just see if you can soften that tension, maybe by breathing out a little longer or a little softer. Come to stillness with your ankle. Bring the knee back in and hold the back of the thigh. Let the foot be soft. Lovely. You're going to keep the front of the thigh hugging in towards your belly. And then you're going to open the back of the knee and then soften the back of the knee. So just encouraging a gentle stretch into the buttocks and the back of the thigh. But keep that front thigh hugging in towards the belly. So it's a nice dynamic movement rather than a static stretch. And if you choose to, the left leg might lengthen along the floor. And the next time the back of the knee is open, just hold this position. Maybe as you breathe in, you could think of the breathing practice that we did and draw the breath down into the belly, and perhaps you can feel the belly softly inflate against that front thigh. Softening the knee, placing the left foot on the floor. And then with your right hand, you're going to take hold of the inside of the right foot and allow that back knee to open to 90 degrees. So we're just coming into half, I like to call it dead fly, it's terrible. Especially being a yogi, you know, we're passionate about animals and life. And if you chose to, of course, you could open the back knee and close the back knee. So just that dynamic stretching again. Only if you choose to. Then you're going to release and you're just going to cross. So just like you're sitting in a cross leg position, the right thigh over the left thigh. You might have had to have brought the left foot in towards the midline a little bit to create space. Just opening the arms a little bit away from your body, perhaps turn the palms up and drop the legs towards the left side and the head towards the right side. Have both shoulders grounded. So nice and open in the chest, length through the right side of the body. And really just to bring the legs to the center, push up through that inner left thigh and just imagine that the right buttock has doubled inside and it's got really heavy. Returning to center, bringing the arms back by the side body and uncrossing the legs. As you breathe out, rolling up into your shoulder bridge. As you breathe in, taking the arms overhead. As you breathe out, rippling the spine and the bottom back down. And as you breathe out, in, I should say, bringing the arms by the side of your body. So we just do that to the other side. So bringing that left knee in, just hugging wherever you want to hug. Perhaps choosing to lengthen the right leg. Just softly opening to that right front hip. Bending that right knee, placing the foot back on the floor. Arms by the side body. Lengthening the left leg, keeping the knee bent or soft. Engage through your pelvic floor as much as you need to and as little as possible. And start to press the heel away and point the toes. And again, you might notice tension within your body, perhaps to the back of the thigh, the front of the hips, the front of the thigh. And just see if you can have that balance between high tone and effort and ease and relaxation. We kind of want to find that middle ground, that sweet spot between the two. Bending the left knee in, holding the back of the thigh, that contact between the front of the thigh and your belly and chest. Keep that contact, so keep hugging in, and you start to open the back of the knee and you close the back of the knee. So gentle, dynamic movement, helping to free up, lubricate that knee joint without overstretching. And the next time the back of the knee is open, you might stay here and you might choose to slide the right foot away. So again, just creating that space in the front of that right hip. Check that you're breathing, encouraging your breath to be through your nose, in and out through your nose. Bending the left knee, placing the right foot to the floor. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Open up the back of the knee to a right angle bend and encourage softly the knee down to the side body, so towards the armpit. Just check that the right leg's not flopped out to the side. Still ground through the right big toe and have the knee up towards the ceiling. That's right. Releasing the foot, maybe bringing that right foot in a little so you can cross, just like you're sitting on a chair, crossing at the groin, allowing the arms to come out to the side body, maybe out like a T or a V shape, whatever serves you. Take the legs over to the right side. Perhaps you choose to look away, turning the head towards the left. Keep both shoulders grounded, so the same feeling as though you're doing a shoulder bridge. So nice and grounded in the shoulders. Perhaps directing your long but soft breath into the left side of the rib cage. So to come up, lead with the inner right thigh. Imagine that the left buttock has doubled inside, so it's heavy and it drops down and you're pushed up by the left leg. Bring the arms back by the side of the body. Feet hip width apart. Tuck under as you breathe out to lift up into shoulder bridge. Take the arms overhead as you breathe in. Reach them away as you breathe out, lowering the spine, the bottom back down, and then the arms back down. Just to close, closing in that fish posture, supported fish, legs along. Arms can just stay by the side body. You could take them overhead. You could hold, maybe change the cross. So we go in normally into a comfortable automatic position, change the cross of the forearms, hand up to opposite elbow. Bring the arms by the side body. Bring the feet to the floor. Curl up just enough so that you can remove your pillow and lowering the bottom down. Maybe roll onto one side. Take your time before you come up to sitting. Maybe have a few breaths on your side. I'm just coming up so that I can see you more clearly. And then coming to sit up if you choose to. And we're just do unmute yourself if you want to check in, if you have any questions.